Her skin was rough with tiny birth scars, her features sharp, her hair thin in patches. Some said she looked like a child pulled from fire. Others said she carried an ancient curse. Mama F hugged her tighter every time someone whispered. But Amara grew into a kind, gentle girl. She worked harder than most children. She gathered firewood, fetched water, tilled the soil, and even helped neighbors who didn't like her. She smiled at insults. She lowered her head when mocked. She pretended not to hear the things they called her. It didn't stop the pain. Every morning when she walked through the village to sell vegetables at the market, people pointed. "Ugly girl, shift from the road before you bring misfortune. Don't look at her directly. Her face can break mirrors. God save us. Why is she still living among normal people?" Children were not left out. They laughed at her, threw stones near her feet, mimicked her walk, and ran away screaming dramatically. Amara grew used to hiding her tears. She hid them behind fences, behind bushes, behind her mother's hut. When it hurt too much, she walked to the quiet riverbank where nobody could see her reflection crying back at her. One afternoon, after a particularly hard day at the market where Chioma, Bizi, and Ada, three village girls known for their beauty and pride, knocked down her tomatoes and mocked her face for sport, Amara went to the river. Even the river water looked kinder than people. She gazed at her reflection as the wind blew gently. "Maybe Mama is wrong," she whispered shakily. "Maybe beauty is only for others, not for me." She didn't know someone was watching. An old woman with a crooked staff stepped out from the bushes. Her eyes were sharp, ancient wise. "My child," she said gently, "why do you cry?" Amara quickly wiped her tears. "I'm fine." "You are not," the old woman said firmly. "Tell me." Amara hesitated, then spoke from the depth of her pain. "Everyone hates me. The children fear me. They say my face is cursed. I don't know why I was born like this." The old woman studied her face carefully. "Beauty," she said slowly, "starts where kindness lives. And you, my child, carry more beauty than this entire village." Amara shook her head. "Mama, don't mock me too." The old woman smiled mysteriously, tapping her staff on the earth. "Go home. Before the next full moon, the world will see you differently." Amara blinked. She looked down for a second, and when she looked up, the old woman was gone. Days passed. Amara continued her routines, fetching water, selling vegetables, helping people who never helped her. But something strange began to happen, something so slow and gentle she didn't even notice. Her skin started to clear. Her scars faded. Her hair grew thicker and softer. Her eyes brightened. Her posture straightened. Her smile became radiant. But Amara did not look in mirrors. She never had the courage. She continued dressing in simple clothes, tying her scarf, holding her basket, unaware that with each passing day, she transformed more and more. Everything changed one morning. Amara walked to the market as usual. Her head was down, her scarf tied, her basket held tightly. But as she passed villagers, they stopped talking. Some gasped. Some blinked repeatedly. Some turned to each other in confusion. One man whispered, "Who is she? Is she new?" Another woman whispered, "I have never seen such a beautiful girl in this village." Amara didn't think they were talking about her. She reached her stall and quietly arranged her vegetables. Soon, Chioma, Bizi, and Ada approached her stall, ready to torment her as always. "Excuse me," Chioma said arrogantly. "We want to buy tomatoes, but—" She froze. Her mouth fell open. Who are you?" she whispered. Amara looked up, confused. "It's me, Amara." The girl stepped back in shock. It was impossible. The girl in front of them had smooth, glowing skin, bright soft eyes, full lips, beautiful hair, and a natural beauty that felt unreal. Villagers nearby turned their heads, murmuring louder. "That is not Amara." "No, she said she is." "Is this a joke?" "The ugly girl?" "Where?" "Amara?" "This one." The entire market stopped functioning. All eyes were on her. Some women approached her, touching her gently as if confirming she was real. Some men stared too long. Some people's jaws hung open. A group of elders gathered and watched silently. Someone shouted, "The chief must see this." Before Amara could understand what was happening, a crowd escorted her to the village square. The chief came out, looked at her, and stepped back in awe. "Amara," he said slowly, "is this truly you?" "Yes, chief," she said timidly. "How?" he asked. "I don't know," she whispered, and it was true. Someone in the crowd shouted, "It is witchcraft." Another person shouted, "No, it is a blessing." Mama F pushed through the crowd, tears in her eyes. "Leave my daughter alone." Before the argument could explode, the old woman with the staff appeared quietly behind the villagers. "This girl did nothing," she said. Her voice made everyone turn. "Her beauty is the reward of a pure heart. She suffered more than anyone here. Yet she remained kind. That is what transformed her." The chief stared. "Who are you?" But the old woman simply smiled and disappeared just as mysteriously as before. The villagers were left speechless. From that day, everything changed. People who once mocked her now wanted to sit near her. Women begged her to teach them how she became beautiful. Men brought her gifts. Children followed her like she was a princess. But Amara remained humble. She continued selling vegetables. She continued smiling gently. She continued helping others. There was only one person who treated her the same way as before. Obinna, a quiet, hard-working young man who had never mocked her even when everyone else did. One evening at the river, he approached her shyly. "I always saw you," he said softly. "Not your face, your heart." Amara felt warmth spread through her chest. "You were the only one who never insulted me." Obinna smiled a small, humble smile. "May I walk you home?" She nodded. In the following days, people whispered more, this time out of admiration, not mockery. Some were jealous, especially Chioma and the other girls. But they could not deny the truth. Amara had become the most beautiful girl in Bara village, inside and out. 1 week later, the chief organized a village celebration in her honor. Drums beat loudly, dancers performed. The air was filled with food and laughter. The villagers gathered as the chief praised Amara for teaching them humility. One by one, people who had hurt her stepped forward. "Amara, forgive us," one woman said. "We spoke evil," another said. "We didn't know your worth." "We were blind," someone whispered. Amara's eyes filled with tears, but she smiled softly. "I forgive you all." The crowd erupted with relief. That night, as the celebration ended, Amara walked with Obinna to the river once more. The sunset painted the sky orange and purple. The water shimmered. "What do you want now, Amara?" Obinna asked gently. She looked at the sky. "A peaceful life, a chance to love myself, and to be loved sincerely." Obinna touched her hand tenderly. "Then let me walk that road with you." Amara smiled, the kind of smile born from years of pain, finally healed. In her heart, she knew a new chapter had begun. The girl they once called ugly had become the beauty who taught an entire village a lesson they would never forget. That true beauty begins from within, and no amount of hatred can hide the light of a pure heart. And so, Amara's journey became a story the whole village would pass down for generations. A story of pain, transformation, and the quiet strength of a girl who refused to let hatred break her spirit. She walked through fire, survived years of mockery, and emerged shining, more beautiful than anyone ever imagined. not because her face changed, but because her heart never did. The same girl they once rejected became the light of the village, the example everyone wished to follow. And as she stood by the river one last time, watching the calm water reflect her new life, she whispered a prayer for every soul who ever felt unworthy. Her story reminds us that the world may judge too quickly, but destiny never forgets those who carry goodness in their hearts. Moral of the story: true beauty begins from the heart, not the face. Kindness will always outshine cruelty. Never look down on anyone. Life can change in a moment. What people mock today may become what they admire tomorrow. Treat everyone with love, because you do not know the battles they are fighting. Thank you so much for watching this emotional story. If you enjoyed it and want more powerful African stories like this, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us create more beautiful and inspiring stories. See you in the next one.